Hello and welcome to Physical Security Architecture. My name is Zomair and today we will discuss road blockers as part of physical security and as part of VAX, Vehicle Access Control System. So here we have a test case. Here we have a small example of an entrance in which we have an under vehicle scanner, and after some distance we have a road blocker, and then we have a guard room which can be close or far away, inside or outside, based on the location. So the road blockers are basically meant uh, uh, to stop. The road blockers are basically meant to stop vehicles which will try to forcefully enter the facility. These are not mere symbolic barriers, but they are barrier blockers which will actually stop the vehicle. So uh, in the American Department of Defense has these standards for road blockers. These are basically crash ratings K4, K8 and K12. So we're assuming that uh, a vehicle which carries a weight about 15,000 pounds is going to hit the road blocker. So if it is traveling with the speed of 30 miles per hour, and if the vehicle is not able to penetrate the blocker more than 1 meter, then the blocker passes the rating K4. Similarly, if it was traveling at a speed of 40 miles per hour and it is not able to penetrate more than 1 meter inside the facility, then it qualifies as a K8. The road blocker qualifies as a K8 road blocker, and for 50 miles per hour, the road blocker would qualify as a K12 road blocker. Uh, these are basically the crash ratings of the Department of Defense in USA. You can verify the crash ratings from the websites and the relevant documents of the Department of Defense and the Department of State USA. So now let's have a look at some of the main components of the road blocker. Because it is a electro-hydraulic equipment, it contains a hydraulic jacks. It can contain one or more than one hydraulic jack, and that hydraulic jack will be inside the road blocker, which will lift it and which will lower it. The hydraulic power unit is kept on some distance from the road blocker. It is preferable that it is kept somewhere near. It can also be kept inside the facility if there is any threat to the unit itself. So we're using Avon Barrier Company's Chieftain road blocker as an example. So this model is RV780CR-K4. This is a K4 rated road blocker, so it means that it qualifies as a K4 rated road blocker. So if a vehicle hits this road blocker at the speed of 30 miles per hour, it won't be able to penetrate. Now let's have a look at some specifications. You can see the physical dimensions are given here. There is a drawing also of the hydraulic power unit and the road blocker. How much it is below the ground, how much it is above the ground. Basic power requirements include three-phase power. Almost all road blockers and heavy equipment similar to road blockers will run on three-phase electrical supply. We have vehicle test weight, which is 16,800 pounds. Test classification is according to Department of State. And then we have speed of operation. These are the important parameters which I am highlighting. Speed of operation is important. It takes 6 seconds to raise and 6 seconds to lower down. And you can also see they've performed some crash tests also. So now here we can see that the road blocker has two pipes, one for hydraulic oil and the other is for electrical wiring, the cabling. And we can also see that there is this steel mesh to secure the foundation. So this is a rebar gauge, this is FFL. So why is it necessary? It is necessary to grout the road blocker properly while installation. So this is a D-type road blocker. It has more depth, as you can see. Because of this depth, it requires more excavation, and its maintenance requires the opening of a lid. A lid may be placed on this sheet. The lid can be opened, and then a technician will have to go inside to work on this road blocker. So in D-type road blockers, this is one disadvantage, that it is comparatively difficult to conduct maintenance inside the road blocker. There are other type of road blockers also which have less height and they are not enclosed like this one. So maintenance in those cases is easy, although there are some other constraints in those road blockers. So now we can see that we have two pipes. One is usually a 6-inch or a 4-inch pipe based on the thickness of the dia of the hydraulic pipes inside. One is for inlet and the other is for outlet. So there are at least two hydraulic pipes inside, and in this one we have electrical wiring, and this hydraulic power unit is connected to the three-phase power supply. And here's the signal light, which in most of the cases is recommended practice. We also need a drain pipe. A drain pipe can be connected to the sewerage. It should be slanting so that the water goes down. But if there is no sewerage, if there's a green belt, what we can do is we can make a pit here, and that pit inside the grass or whatever the green belt is, we can have a submersible pump inside the pit. So the pipe will reach this pit only. In that case, if you don't have a sewerage, if you don't have a sewage line near, if you don't have a drain pipe near. So this pit contains a submersible pump, which is a motor, which runs on a motor. That submersible pump will operate automatically whenever this pit is filled with water. the pump will start working automatically, and it will pump the water outside on the grass or wherever you want it to pump the water. And the mode of operation is such that the vehicle will first come, it will pass over the under vehicle scanner, and a security guard is sitting inside. He will monitor, he will visualize, he will check whether the vehicle's underside is uh, whether the vehicle's underside contains any uh, harmful or explosives or not. And if the vehicle is safe to enter, then he will allow. So basically, we also have to take care that the vehicle should uh, not exactly be very close to the road blocker when the road blocker is rising, because the driver might not be able to see. So let me show you as an example. If this is the driver's perspective, we can see the road blocker. So if the car was not here, if the car was here, then we can also see that in this case the vehicle is very close to the entrance, and the driver is not able to see the road blocker. As a result, he will crash. So there are some other ways to control this problem as well. You can place a lightweight barrier before this under vehicle scanner. So basically, this is a lightweight barrier, and it can um, also come out of the bracket. Usually this boom has a provision uh, that if a car hits this boom, then instead of this boom getting damaged, it will just come out and it will fall down. This point will have most probably a screw, and it will fall down instead of breaking. But this boom is lightweight, it does not cause a lot of damage, it is just symbolic. So this RFID reader will read the e-tag, and if the vehicle is authorized, the barrier will open, and then this car will come ahead of this barrier. So by that time, this blocker needs to be up. It should not be down when this car is approaching uh, at this point, because if it is down, the driver may be intimidated and he will just rush his car straight away, and by the time he is here, the road blocker will start rising and he will not be able to see. As I showed you previously, that if he is close, the driver cannot see the road blocker. So the best option is that uh, when the car is here, the road blocker should be up already, so that he can see that he has to stop, and he will stop most probably here because he has to see the road blocker. And furthermore, this traffic signal light helps him to uh, understand whether he should move or not. That is why this is important, because if it's green, he can go, and if it's red, he will stop. And there should not be more than 2 cars in this space. So these were some main things about road blockers. So if you'd like to stay tuned, please subscribe to my channel, and if you're watching this video on LinkedIn, you may follow me on LinkedIn. Thank you.